God, let me hear you sing. Creator is the Lord our God. Creator is the Lord our God, you sing. Creator is the Lord our God. Greater is the Lord our God, sing. Greater is the Lord our God. Creator is the Lord our God. Creator is the Lord our God. the morning and the night.
Welcome.
For His mercy and His kindness, He has triumphed gloriously. He is my strength and now my song, my salvation. I exalt Him. He is my strength and now my song, my salvation. I exalt Him. I will sing, the Lord's goodness in the morning and the night time. For His mercy and His kindness, He has triumphed glorious. He is my strength and now my song, my salvation. I exalt Him. He is my strength and now my song, my salvation. I exalt Him. Greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord, yeah. Greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord. You sing, yeah, yeah. Greater, greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Greater is the Lord,
Welcome.
greater is the Lord. He is worthy of the praise. Greater is the Lord, greater is the Lord. You are greater is the Lord. Our God, all creation bows before Your throne. Our God, let the nations sing the praise to You. Our God, You are worthy. Greater is the Lord.
This is Star Radio UK.
Welcome.
Are you ready to turn it up?
This is Star Radio UK.
All around the world.
The best radio show.
That's who You are. The I am that I am. The beginning and the end. Jehovah Nissi, Lord my banner. You are my victory. You've overcome through day and night. You never fail. Jehovah Nissi, my banner. Jehovah, my banner. You are my strong tower.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Welcome.
That is your name. Jehovah.
Radio Show.
I shall not want. Through the day and the night, Lord, you never fail me. Never ever fail me. Never fail me. You're the healer of all I know. God, my healer. You send forth your way. And make me whole.
This is Star Radio UK.
Lord, you never ever fail. You never fail. Oh, Rapha, Jehovah, Rapha, my healer.
Jehovah coming to you from Joycelyn Dako, and I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are across the globe. And I'm privileged to come your way
This
with
is Star Radio UK.
with another powerful time of Faith Talk, and we are dealing
This
with
is
a
Star Radio UK.
very powerful subject this afternoon that has got to do with you and I. It's part of our lives. I mean, whether you're a believer or not. And so let me say that thank you for keeping faith with us. This is Faith Talk Live on Star Radio UK, and this afternoon I am super excited and privileged, and I'm going to introduce my guest pretty soon. And I want you to know something very, very I don't know about you, but I can say that God has been merciful. He's seen us through all those days, the days of April, and today happens to be the 1st of May 2022. So soon the 5th month is here, and we thank God, exalt his holy name. It is the doing of the Lord, and it's marvelous in our eyes. You know what, my guess is all they are all seated and set, and so we're going to dive into the topic, but then hey, I want you to know that we thank God for your life, for a brand new month. Happy new month, happy May this month. I pray that every desire upon your heart, may God cause it to come to pass, that you will testify and you will be a testimony yourself. And I leave this this particular scripture with you in the book of Psalm 66, I believe verse 9. It is the Lord that has kept us amongst the living. So remember that. The moment you remember this, you will know that what it takes to give him all the praise, thanksgiving, and exalting him in all things. Give thanks, because it is the perfect will of God for you and I. We thank God for this hour. I'm Bossman, and I am your host for Faith Talk. And this afternoon, in the city of London, South London to be precise, let me say thank you to all our sponsors: CIG Properties, Kerry's Furniture, Mayor Associate, and M&M Concept. Towards the end of the program, I will acknowledge them again. And thank you for keeping faith. Hey, we are live. You know what? My guests are all set and ready. So get ready for a good time on Faith Talk as we talk about politics. And this is UK politics. We normally talk about African politics, but hey, today it's UK politics, and so get ready. There's so much to learn, and my guest is said. I will get my guest to one of them is no stranger, and she will introduce herself. But let me get my guest for the first time. He's a counselor with Croydon Council, Croydon Borough. So let me get him to introduce himself, and he's Councillor Kola, and he will do the rest. Councillor, welcome to Faith Talk.
Thank you very much, KB.
I believe I've done. Let me lower your your. Yeah, no, if you push it down. Yes, the whole set. Yes, thank you. So thank you, Councillor, for coming in.
Thank you very much, KB. Thank you for inviting me.
Wonderful. You're looking good, and you're looking at the same time a bit tired.
Yeah. It's been about 5 months now on the road. Just 3 more days to go, and then we'll have a well-deserved break from the canvassing. Yeah,
I don't envy you at all.
Thank you.
It's hard work. You see, people think, we'll get into that, but people think that politics is just about just going around and trying to sweet talk people, and then you're voted into office, and hey, that's it. But we'll get into that space. And so if you can give us a brief, I'm asking this question because there are younger ones, and most especially in our community, that might want to know, and your story will inspire them to also want to get into that space of into the politics of the UK. So what's your background like, and also why did you get into politics?
Thank you very much, KB, for asking that question. For the benefit of those that are listening to us or viewing us today, my name is Kola Agboola. I am, like KB mentioned, I'm a councillor representing New Addington North in the London Borough of Croydon. Apart from that, my day job, I work as a technical officer in Kingston University.
Okay.
And yes, I live in New Addington, pretty much. Yes. To go straight to your question, what actually motivates me into politics?
Yes.
First and foremost, I am a community activist.
Okay.
And I'm also a trade unionist. I love representing people. I love challenging things when I see things that are not being done well. And I love speaking up for people that I feel don't have that voice. I love also putting my voice into shaping policies or into shaping things, in influencing things, in being involved in how decisions are made. And that encapsulates what politics is all about, to be honest with you. When you see something that is wrong, when you see something that is not right, standing up for people, representing, basically that's it, representing people, and then speaking out for them, making things better in ways things can be done. All of us cannot. When we see things, maybe probably would want to shy away from it. But yes, there's somebody that will have to speak for people that are voiceless, people that cannot talk, people that don't know where to talk to or who to talk to, or people that would actually serve their interest. Yes, and that's actually what actually motivates me into it. I've always been a member of a political party.
Okay.
And I have been, like I mentioned, I've been a unionist for about close to 20 years now.
Wow.
Even right from Nigeria before I came over to this country.
Wow.
And in Africa, like you know, it's more the way they play politics or the way they play democracy. It's not like the way we are here.
Yeah.
So coming over to stay in this country also gave me that opportunity more, that yes, things that I've been standing up for people, things that I've been representing people's interests, yes, I could do it more.
Powerful. Thank you for that. It's quite inspiring. And let me introduce my second guest, who is no stranger, and she's part of the team. So, hey, Mrs. Vicky Newton.
Hi, I thought you'd forgotten me completely, so I was going to, go have a cup of tea.
Oh, how can we forget you? It's not possible. And you know what? I can see that you look a bit tired as well.
I am. campaigning. Oh my goodness, it's not easy.
We're going to come to that, but as I asked Councillor Kola,
I don't think I can hear Vicky.
Oh, you can't
I can't hear her, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know if you have to just quickly let me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
or is it
right.
am I not
please,
putting the
yeah, please.
Is it this one? Use this one.
Try that
okay.
one. Let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
okay.
but yeah.
Can you hear me, Kola?
Is she talking? No, I don't.
Okay. All right. 1 second. Okay. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
So I'm allowed to have the cup of tea then?
Oh, yes, you're allowed to.
Right.
We'll sort that out quickly, and yeah. Okay, so let's take a tune from Minister Jojo Emmanuel Lawson. You Are My God. We'll be back in a jiffy.
So I praise you, Lord. You give me life, so I praise you, Lord. You give me strength, so I praise you, Lord. You give me strength, so I praise you, Lord. You give me hope, so I praise you, Lord. Yeah. You give me hope, so I praise you, Lord. You give me peace, so I praise you, Lord. You give me peace, so I praise you, Lord. You give me rest, so I praise you, Lord. You give me rest, so I praise you, Lord. You give me joy, so I praise you, Lord. You give me joy, so I praise you, Lord.
Time, guys.
You give me life so I can praise you. Minister Jojo Emmanuel Lawson, you are my God. That's the title of the song. Welcome back. Welcome back to Fake Talk Live on Star Radio UK. We're back for good, bigger and better, celebrating the lives of our very own that are vying for a position of councillors for the Croydon Borough, standing on the ticket of Labour, the Labour Party in the UK. And it's a great joy to have them. And so we're going to go back to the conversation. We'll be playing more of these tunes right after the program. So stick and stay with us as we discuss politics, and you can contribute. We are live on Facebook, a couple of pages, KB Bossman Facebook page. We're also live on Star Radio UK Facebook page, fan page as well. On Twitter, it's at Star Radio UK. Also, www.starradiouk.com. We are also live on TuneIn Radio. We are live also on our amazing interactive user-friendly app, which you can download and listen on the go, both on Android and Apple stores. And so we are all set and back again. And I believe, yes, Mrs. Newton, can you
yes.
Okay, let me come back to you. You can hear.
Yeah,
okay, wonderful,
right.
wonderful.
All right.
So I wanted to say we can't forget you. You can't be forgotten. You can't be overlooked. So that one, get it straight. But also, let me say that thank you. We're so proud of you as a team for how far God has brought you, and we believe that God will see you through, and victory is what is expected, and not just expected, because your expectation will not be cut off. That is what is written. Amen. And that's what we believe. You and the entire team, Benjamin, and also is it Sangita as well. I believe that on the 5th of May, by midnight, we'll be hearing some good news by God's grace. Amen. And so what inspired you, Vicky, to get into the space of politics?
As you are aware, I was into hosting programs both with Star Radio and Heritage TV, and it was geared towards helping the community. I did a very good job, and I think I had a lot of people telling me that, you know what, you are always behind the camera. Why don't you take a step forward at the forefront?
Take it to another
level. I was
level.
still a bit hesitant because I wasn't too sure how people are going to take it. But I've been a Labour member for so long a time, and I've always been a backbencher, supporting from behind.
Hey,
so I was there when we do have meetings, AGM meetings, New Addington. Then Kola one day reached out to me and said, Vicky, you're doing so much as a community activist. Why don't you put your name forward as a councillor? Kola is there. He had to really push me and encourage me. I also had this discussion of putting my name forward as a Labour councillor with one of my mentors, Maria Mwakwa as well. She always encouraged us that when we get the opportunity to serve, we should just grab that opportunity. So that was also at the back of my mind.
Yeah.
So, with all these things, I'm already passionate about bringing communities together around justice, fairness, and inclusion. But one thing that really kicked me to say, yes, I want to put my name forward, was that I realized we have very few women from the Black, Asian, and, ethnic minority. Who are not taking positions that will enable them to help shape policies that affect the community. So that was one thing that I said, you know what, in New Addington, I've seen Kola being a councillor from the BAME community. Why don't we have a woman also standing as a councillor in the BAME community? So like I said, this was what, encouraged me to come forward to serve my community.
That's a very inspiring story, because I've working with you, I've realized that you are a relaxed person.
Exactly.
You don't want any wahala,
This was my first experience, because I remember telling Kola, Kola, I don't have this political experience. And Kola was like, Vicky, this is a community-based thing. You are representing your ward.
Yeah.
And I think you do a very good job.
Councillor,
if I could also take it further from what Vicky mentioned, honestly, especially for a lot of people with our background.
Yes.
Actually, you mentioned, or Vicky mentioned BAME and all those things. I will ring a bell for you. In Croydon Council, before my election, up until today too, there are 70 councillors in the whole borough of Croydon. And out of those 70 councillors, prior to my election last year, there are just 10 people, 9 or 10, that are blacks.
Okay.
Croydon population says BAME is about 56%.
That's black ethnic
and minority, And out of that 56%, 56% of Croydon.
Wow.
And out of that 56%, about 70 people are black. And prior to my election, there are just less than 10 people that are of the 70 councillors.
Just 10.
10. And those 10, in fact, well done to our Caribbean brothers. They are Caribbeans. No Africans. No Africans. Until I got elected last year during the by-election, two of us got elected. 4 of us were elected, 2 out of those 4 blacks.
Okay.
Nigerians, to be precise.
Wow.
So today, out of 70 councillors in the Croydon Council, there are 11 that are black and just 2 Africans.
Wow.
So look at the population, look at the whatever. If you go around Croydon, you understand what I'm saying. By the time you count 3 people or 4 people, you will see 1 or 2 that are blacks. So who are you looking up to? Who is representing our interest? So we need, as a community, to stand up.
Because I mean, it's a very valid point that you've just mentioned. Because one of the questions that when I was generating my questions, one of the things that was going through my mind is the fact that majority of I'm going to break it down. Majority of believers, Christians, think that politics is not for Christians, and so it's for the words they will use is for them. You understand? And so we as Christians, first of all, as Christians, think that politics is for them, is for unbelievers. The second part is that majority of the ethnic minority people believe that they've just come to work and not to participate in the community and help us to advocate, or like what you have been doing and Vicky has been doing. We don't get into that space, and that is a huge challenge, because when decisions are made, it affects because we don't have our own there.
You're right. And
yet we complain.
That is very true.
KB, you are very right. I gave,
and we are not voting as well. Very important.
I gave a small talk to them in my church. I attend Winners Chapel.
Okay.
I think last Sunday, and the need for, because all what we go, we just pray. Just like you have mentioned, it's not for us. And like Vicky mentioned too, we don't even go out and vote. But that is where decisions that affect us are being made. Look at the last during the last pandemic. When they mentioned, especially during the first time, where we cannot go to church, or when we go to church, you cannot praise and sing. They don't know the effect of because the people that makes the decision don't know the effect of praise worship in our songs. Because people that are faith people don't get involved in politics. Since I have been involved, and to be honest, my party knows that anything on Sunday, it doesn't affect. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I go to church. You understand what I'm saying? If there is any meeting or any canvas, they know they will not fix it during the time I will be in church. So it does not affect our church, and I have not seen anywhere in the Bible where it says we should not get involved in where policies or where decisions that affect us are being done.
And I like that. And Vicky, I mean, you were coming in with you were saying something before Councillor Kola gave his answer in terms of our people not voting. What has been your response knocking on doors, especially our people?
Yes. Right. What I've noticed is that, by knocking on doors, speaking to people from the BAME community, I think it's now changing their mind to get more involved. The reason being, they always see, white and Europeans knocking on their doors. So there's not that kind of rapport. Will this person really understand where I'm coming from? So by knocking on their doors, you see that sigh of relief. Oh, you are my sister. And they feel more relaxed. Oh, okay. Now I believe that there's someone that I believe can help us. People from the BAME community. So I believe during this election, things are going to turn around. I'm very positive about it, because anytime I knock on doors, especially when it's from the BAME community, either Asian, African, you'll be surprised. The smile on their faces. When you tell them that you are standing as their local councillor in the coming elections, I mean, they are so proud. They will tell you, you know what, I'll get my family to go and vote this time.
Very key.
So it's not just like, going knocking on doors, distributing leaflets on behalf of the Labour Party, but the difference is seeing your own candidate knocking on doors, interacting with you, and also wanting to find out what are some of the issues that I can take on board. In fact, it's very positive. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm so excited, and I can see a big change and a big turnout from the BAME community voting come 5th May 2022.
Very, very key. I can see you're enjoying the ride as well, and it is a good thing. Yes, it is a good thing. Let me come back to Councillor. Councillor Kola, just like this, the question I asked in the scriptures, we have somebody like Daniel excelling to the highest position in a foreign land, a president over 126 countries put together, an empire, and he was in charge. Now, when we look into Christian cycles, it looks like you can see people in engineering, you can see people in business, you can see people in teaching, education, you can see all over. But when it gets to politics, it's like there's you can't be spiritual, a spirit-filled person and still be a politician. And so therefore, it's like, as you rightly said, decision making at the table, at the cabinet table, we are nowhere to be found. Do you see our generation changing that setup?
No, KB, it started just like what Vicky said. Knocking on doors, seeing people, oh, this looks like me. And that's all what politics is all about, representation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody, and you'll be surprised. I came over to this country about 12, 15 years ago. The children we have they don't speak like us. They don't have. They don't. You know what I'm saying? This is home now. You know what I'm saying? They are. But the bottom line is that they want to see somebody that looks like them up there. So you'll be surprised, to answer your question, in the next 5-10 years, if we get a black British Prime Minister, I won't be surprised. So we need to start turning the things around. We need to start getting involved. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Christianity, like you have mentioned, Daniel in a foreign land being, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Politics is about representation.
Yeah.
Politics is about we also influencing decisions. Politics is everything. Our faith, and the way politics is played, in fact, not even in this country, all over the world, there is nowhere where they will ask you or force you to do things that is against your religion. It's about bringing down your standard. This is what you stand for. This is what you represent. You understand what I'm saying? And everyone knows, like it's just about a year in the council for me, and within the Labour Party too, the people that I work with, they know Kola. Kola is a Christian. On Sunday, if you call a meeting 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, go and get Kola there. You know what I'm saying? They that. No, they don't know. They know that. And no, you know what I'm saying? And things can always be turned around. And like, everything is about equality. If you mention something, it's at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock when you will be in church, if you raise it, I will be in church then. Yes, the thing will be turned around.
Exactly.
To add to what Kola is saying, people keep, are very skeptical when you're a Christian, you want to go into politics.
Exactly.
In the Old Testament, Joseph and Daniel served in the civil government, exerting influence to further flourishing of their nations. The Bible is hugely political, in that it is about how God wants people to behave and act towards Him and each other. This involves economics and law because these tools are needed to be used to build justice. God cares about how the world is run.
Exactly. And I like that submission. Very powerful, because the kingdom of God is a government on its own. The most powerful, unshakable government ever, and will forever will be. And it's so key that as a Christian, if you are watching us, if you're listening to us, please. It is not just to flood it, but it is something that you have to pray through and think through and meditate on. If you are called to be, don't look to the left or the right. Our father Abraham is a good picture of an obedient servant, that even to the point of looking to slaughter their own son to sacrifice. But God was trying to find out what was in his heart, if truly he will obey him. So therefore, the same way, you've been called as you are serving the community and advocating and doing all, as Councillor Kola mentioned. He's been doing this even way from Nigeria, and he's focused and he's been pursuing. And look what, last year he was elected. And this year, God will also give him another opportunity to serve us better in this borough. And this is what we have to. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but Councillor and Vicky, I don't know why I'm saying this, but somebody might be watching. They are in a job that they hate the job, but they've been called to be politicians, but they are looking at their skin color or where they are coming from, and that is the challenge.
I think we were invited to Trinity Baptist Church.
Okay.
To speak to the congregation,
right?
And they were so excited in the history of the church that they had a political party come to speak to them. Oh wow! But one of the pastors, spoke to me privately and said, Vicky, when we were building our church, we had, challenges with the council. Asked me why. If they had Christians occupying positions in the council, it would have been easier for them to go through the permission process to build their church, get permission for parking and all other logistics. But because we didn't have enough Christians in vital positions. It was a challenge. So he was so excited that we came to the church, speaking to them, telling them that we are here to represent, even though we are to represent everybody, irrespective of your religion.
Exactly.
But especially the Christian community. We are here for you as well. And that was very reassuring.
Is there understanding?
This is a typical example.
You see, Vicky, politics is about representation.
Exactly.
Even though you have the word that you are serving, which encompasses everyone, but take the case of the church you mentioned. As a Christian, if I know certain things are being done, you understand what I'm saying? My church needs, I will be able to give advice, you understand what I'm saying? Oh, this is what we need to do, this is what we are not doing well, you understand what I'm saying? Things, you might be able to put all those things in perspective, which will help the church.
It's very key, and I like that the fact that there's nobody there to advise.
Exactly.
That's the first step, and also if there's somebody there, they will understand the whole concept, and so a decision on the decision table, you'll be able to make an input to say that these people. I know that they are not going to be a nuisance, or they comport themselves, and all those things.
Or you can help to shape policies.
Exactly.
Because when things are being, probably the council has said, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. You can help to shape policies, because you know these are things that can affect. You understand what I'm saying? Or you can bring the cost of things. Because oftentimes, majority of the things that are being done is because people are not really knowledgeable enough about what the other person or what the other groups are doing. But you need to. There is an African proverb that for your head to be shaven, you need to. You must be there. You can't shave your head in your absence.
Without you being there.
Yeah, they can't shave your head in your absence. So we need to get involved.
I like that. If you've just joined us, you're live on Star Radio UK, and the program is Faith Talk, and this evening, this afternoon, this morning, depending on where you are, we discussing UK politics, local elections coming up on the 5th of May, and I have the privilege to host two Labour Party councillors who are vying for that position, and I believe that by God's grace, God will give them that favour to become. And you know what, if you are ethnic minority, you're based in the UK, especially, I want to focus on New Addington and Croydon, New Addington. That's where they are standing. You've got to go out there and vote. If you've got to do it, it's very key, it's very important. We are going to talk a bit about the line of work, and also what people will be expecting from them. That is what we're going to be talking about. But hey, they mentioned something very important. We talk a lot and complain without us voting, because when you vote, your vote can make that change. Instead of talking and making the noise behind the wall, you're standing behind the wall and making all the noise. If you had gone through the gate by voting, that would have changed, helped that policy to be shaped properly for how you expect it to be. So very vital. And so keep sharing, let many hear, and send us messages as to if you want to you want to ask a question or a contribution. But hey, I know that our listeners are very, very decent listeners. We're not here to do anything but to help, encourage each other, and promote even more the work of God, and also our own as well. Very key. And let me go back to Councillor Kola. I want to find out, you have been in as a councillor for a year.
About a year now.
And so the whole setup, when you narrow it to Croydon, based on last week you had the live session with the mayor candidates, and I was being called names that I did not give Labour and Conservative a hard time. Now they believe that the setup in Croydon has been a challenging one, And so they believe that Labour should be challenged in this particular elections. What do you think has been the challenge of the council for some of the challenges that the borough or the council is facing?
Thank you very much, KB, for asking this question. I'm a Christian. I don't tell lies.
Yes.
I will be very, very factual.
Yes.
Yes, there were some things that were wrong in steps that the council took.
Yeah.
The report in the public interest had not found anyone being fraudulent, but obviously some decisions or some
Wrong
steps
decisions were made.
Yeah, exactly. Or things were not properly scrutinized.
Yeah.
Things like the council, I don't know whether you've heard about the brick by brick.
Yeah.
The council decided to float a company in-house to help. Obviously, things were not done properly in terms of like in New Addington.
Yeah.
Brick by Brick was supposed to build houses, which is one of the critical programs of the Labour Party, more homes.
Yeah.
But yes, Brick by Brick in so doing never consulted with the community, and that's wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they found it wrong there. The council gave Brick by Brick loans or advanced them without necessarily putting things properly in contracts and in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In proper perspective.
Yeah.
The council gave Brick by Brick the opportunity to refurbish the Fairfield Hall.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Brick by Brick, Brick by Brick, it's a company still very, very inexperienced, giving them that big, you know what I'm saying?
Huge opportunity,
you know what I'm saying?
to...
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. The council decided to buy into the hotel, Croydon Hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it Croydon Park Hotel?
The Croydon Park Hotel. Unfortunately, because of COVID, the pandemic came, everything. You know what I'm saying? So these were wrong decisions that the council made. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, there is a difference between council officers and the politicians that are running.
Yeah.
You understand? The politicians are just there as they are not the people that take. You understand what I'm saying? They are doing the it is the officers in the council that were doing those things. And the council people had lost their jobs on that basis. The former chief executive officer of the council left. You understand what I'm saying? There are about 3 or 4 directors that were also sacked or resigned. You understand what I'm saying? And at the last council too, there are still things going around investigating. You understand what I'm saying? Still finding out. But then the good thing about it is that since about 18 months, when the present leadership headed by Councillor Hamida Ali took over, you know what I'm saying? There had been lots and lots of improvements that have been. There is an improvement panel that the government, national government, set up. You know what I'm saying? To monitor the council, and this improvement panel board is supposed to be giving report every quarter. They've been giving positive, good reports on what the council has been doing. Things had turned around. You understand? And then when you look at it too, majority of the people, especially on the Labour Party, coming into the council this time around, 50% or if not more than that, 60% of them are people new, people with energy, bursting with energy, actually wanting to take things wrong. We have a very fantastic person with strong candidate in Val Shawcross as a mayoral candidate. Val Shawcross was a leader of the council in the 90s. She did brilliantly there. She went over to London to be the deputy mayor. You understand? She was in charge of the fire brigade, transport. You understand what I'm saying? She is the person or one of the people that brought tram to Croydon. So she is also a fantastic person. She lives in Croydon. She's been in Croydon for about 30 years, living in Croydon. So she's completely new from what had happened in the last, you know what I'm saying? So she's bringing in so much energy, so much thing, and she's retired before because she saw all these things as it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And planning to come around and turn things around. So Croydon Council was never bankrupt. There were financial challenges which things have taken place. You understand what I'm saying? The last 18 months, things had turned around and things are doing very well. Do you want to look at the other party, the Tories, with all that is happening? You understand what I'm saying? On the national,
on the national level.
Yeah,
that will take us another day to discuss that. I mean, I was listening to Prime Minister's question time at on Wednesday, and this banter that they keep on engaging each other, the Prime Minister and the Labour leader, Sir Kestema, and the Prime Minister said, when he was mentioning, he said Labour has got some councils that have gone bust, and he mentioned credit. I said, hey, don't touch my credit. Don't touch my credit. But I mean, with Val Shawcross, last week I met a fantastic lady, very open, and what amazes me about Val Shawcross, who is the Labour candidate for the mayor of Croydon, what amazed me so much last week is the fact that she's put down the fact that she's going to take half of her pay.
Exactly.
And I said, I asked her that question, that you're serving people, how do you even want to think of taking the half pay? She said, I've seen it all. I've been working as a politician for all this while, and in the public service all this while. I don't need that much. I'm okay with. And the husband was also part of the audience. He said, my husband is here, we're okay. And I'm like, I wish we can have people like this back home in Africa. Vicky is laughing. I wish we can have people like that. But it's a great joy to know that we have people like that in the system. Let me come to you, Vicky. In terms of the setup when it comes to the like what Councillor Kola mentioned, 10 ethnic minority, and going in, I believe that possibly this time it might, if God gives the grace, it might be more ethnic minority people. And so with that percentage, what do you think you can bring to the table to change the dynamics of politics, especially with what Councillor Kola explained, that Croydon Council has been tagged as having gone bankrupt and things not working? What do you think you are going to bring to the table to change the whole setup?
Is it for the BAME community or for the residents?
I mean, for your residents, because their faith has been, they're putting their faith in you to go out there and change things.
Yes.
I know
when we started campaigning, what I kept hearing, and Kola will agree to this, was we are not being listened to.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Whenever we have issues with our environment, with our housing issues, we don't get any results, from it. When they even contact, whoever is in charge, they felt the rate at which they could get response and have the issues resolved wasn't really encouraging. So we've pled to our residents that we are here to listen. We will listen to their concerns and also try our very best to help. I believe that I don't have to promise people that within 2 weeks this is going to be resolved. I would have to pledge to the residents and assure them that I am going to hold their hands through that journey to help make sure that the relevant department takes on whatever issue that is for it to be resolved. So not being listened to is one big problem.
Right.
And I think the residents are now a bit convinced in the sense that by us going to knock on doors, it's like you are acting, not really just saying that, I'm just going to listen. but you are there knocking on doors, asking them what the issues are. So they have this belief that by even not being elected, but going knocking on doors and, asking people what their issues are, they now realize that there's somebody who is patient enough to listen to whatever problems that they have. I also advocate that we need green and clean streets and a safer neighborhood.
Right.
Yes, being rubbish, graffiti, all these things. I think Val Shawcross has outlined a lot of measures that when elected mayor, she will help us to, cramp all this issue. Regarding the safer streets, she's going to tackle crime head on by creating an anti-violence task force to help solve all those, streets, problem with graffiti and all those issues. She's also going to help us reduce crime and support the police to crack down, on crime by using CCTV. And we have CCTVs in the neighborhood, but we don't have enough.
Okay.
So probably the suggestion of having the CCTVs increased in our community will help a lot, to help with basic crime prevention tactics as well. So, like I said, I also explained to our residents that all the hardships that they are going through, honestly speaking, it's really not entirely the fault of the party, because the Tories have cut our funding by 81%.
Wow.
And
81%.
81%. So with the little that we have, how are we able to provide services effectively? So we have to just use that few funds that is provided to provide all those services that everybody wants. How can we do that? So we have to manage with the little that we have.
Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank
Kola
you.
knows all
Yeah, thank you very much, Vicky, for raising that. Honestly, one of the biggest problem of Croydon, it's because the national government, by this story, had consistently reduced grant to Croydon Council. You understand what I'm saying? Up to that figure that she mentioned. You understand what I'm saying? Year in, year out, what even other boroughs that are not as big, do not have as much problem that Croydon has. You understand what I'm saying? It's been funded or it's been granted more than Croydon. So Croydon only has, that's the main problem, honestly.
It's shocking. 81%. And how do they expect the council to be run?
But in the end, it's Labour Party that's getting all the blame.
Exactly.
But how can we be very effective if the funding has been cut by 81%? And every resident is £260, worse off in bills due to the cuts.
Okay. There's one question which I don't know if any of you can answer, but maybe Councillor Kola can help us. Is the fact that council tax, 5-bed flat, 5-bed HMO flat in Wandsworth, council tax you can pay under £100, and in Croydon 2-bed is literally about 150. Is that I don't know if why that borough is charging that fee for council tax, and our borough is also charging a different figure.
You see, my understanding of council tax schedule, it's based on banding of properties, how houses are banned.
Yeah.
This figure you quoted for a house of multiple occupancy, maybe probably you're talking about each of the flats in that house. So by the time you add what each of the flat or each of the rooms in that house pays together, you find that it's more than what you are comparing.
I think the whole flat,
the whole flat, the whole house, because council tax is assessed based on
the
house.
whole, yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So it's if somebody asked me that question some few days back, if you have a house that has probably 4 flats or whatever, the council tax whatever element will be for the whole house itself. You know what I'm saying? Then it's now further subdivided into the number of flats or whatever you have, compared to a house of probably just one house in itself. I don't know how to explain this now. A house that has 10 people living and a house that has 5 people living.
Is it normally based on the number of people living there?
No. It's based on the house itself. It's houses or properties are put in banding. You know what I'm saying? Properties are put in banding. So and then again, some areas are more posh, isn't it? What we pay in council tax in New Addington compared to probably what you pay in council tax in probably the richest area in Wandsworth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It might not necessarily be the same, and it might be the same property or the same house on the same on the same space of land. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying in essence is that I may not be able to get the full details of what you had mentioned. But my understanding of council tax is it is based on banding, the house banding. You know what I'm saying? Houses are based on group A, group B, and then you have a block amount for each whatever. But the point is this: when you look at it, what makes up the council tax element? There are so much things that makes up the council. You have an intake or a percentage of it for Greater London. Yes, and I'm saying you have a percentage of it also for the council itself and all those other things. So there are so much element. But then, yes, Croydon Council increased by 4%. But even when you look at it everywhere, most of the boroughs have increased their council tax. For
that, it's 100%
it's all over.
True. Yeah. And thank you for that. Quickly, I know Vicky mentioned about Val's one of her vision is to get Croydon into a safer mood, or as an environment where people are safe, they can travel at night, work back and forth at night, and all the stuff. It's something that I believe, for me, I'm not an advocate like yourselves and Vicky, but it's something that what I've seen, my prayer is that as you go back into the council cabinet with crime, because I've been a victim of crime myself a couple of times, but the streets needs to be extremely safe, because I believe that, I mean, as you said, from central government, 81% cut to the council's budget. It's out of this world. But safer community, less crime.
You see, KB, let me take it out of from out. The point is this: the bulk of the problem, especially with crime in this country, it's a hydra-headed thing. It's government had its fault. The homes also have its fault, because majority of the people that commit the crime are the youths. From the government perspective, maybe we didn't have enough youth centers where
they closed the conservative
enough youth centers where youths will burn up their energies. But again, from our homes too, what do we do when you can't?
Charity begins at home.
A lot of we parents, we don't know where our children are per time. Yes, what I'm saying.
I mean, thank you for bringing that up, but it's also down to the fact. Sorry to step in, but when you said that as to parents, children relationship, I believe that majority of the time isn't not the fact that work schedule, and people work 6 days, and when they come home they are so tired. They either cook and put everything in the fridge and
but my brother, where we are from in Africa, we also go to work, isn't it? Yes, we know we had to work. The man has to work, the wife has to work, but we also have responsibilities to these children.
Yeah.
And we need to teach them discipline.
Yeah.
We need to teach them respect. You know what I'm saying? You need to build that trust, that relationship with your children. How on earth will I not know a child under my house? It's out at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I don't know where he or she is. You understand? I think those are the things that we as parents need to begin to check ourselves.
Yeah.
And funny enough, majority of this crime, sadly, when you look at it,
Ethnic minority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you hear of knife crime, when you hear of whatever, unfortunately, it's more from our area. That's what is you understand what I'm saying? So we need to begin to check ourselves. Yes, government needs to provide more areas for us, but a lot of things, honestly, I think is broken homes.
That means that there has to be a campaign. But for us, I mean, as a radio station, we're working behind the scenes to, after the elections, to get into the community more, and we'll be getting the politicians in there with audience, so that, and I believe that what we are planning to do will help even the council more and the politicians more to interrupt. As Vicky said, people believe that they are not being heard, so the politicians are not listening. And if we provide a platform for the politician and the citizenry, I believe that is a meeting point where the politicians will also hear direct from their constituents. And at the end of the day, because there's a notion or a mentality that when a politician needs your vote, they are like birds. They'll fly from the tree, come and pick up the food, and when they get the vote, they go and sit at the top until the next elections.
You are very right, KB. Honestly, you see. Sorry to cut you. One of the things that, and I had always known that, even from my experience as a trade unionist.
Yeah.
If you want to get into politics, if you don't have the time for the people, please don't get into it.
Yeah.
Please. Because you need to be there. Like Vicky rightly mentioned, which you also mentioned, one of the things that I found, especially since my 1 year in the council, people had been ignored a long time. I find it difficult that somebody, your constituent, writes you, and you find it difficult to
write back.
Even to say, oh, thank you, I've received you know what I'm saying, and this is what I'm doing on it. And that's the major problem. From New Identity, in my own perspective, majority of the problems in my own little self, I receive close to about 50 emails every week.
Wow.
And I make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I respond to those emails. And I've had lots of thank you, know what I'm saying, because you have a problem solved, a problem listened to is half solved. You know what I'm saying? If you take time to listen to people, if you say take time, I've had instances of people say, oh, this is the first time I'm getting even a response back. So people need to be listened to. And once you've done that, you have solved, honestly, 50 or 60% of the problem.
To add to Kola, what Kola was saying, I'm going back to the youth crime.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that is on my heart, or plea that I have, is the role our churches are playing,
and the mosques as well,
and the mosques,
and almost all the faith as well.
What roles are they playing? Are they creating, more activities? Are they creating something like a safe haven for these young men and young girls to go there to get themselves preoccupied with activity? Every time people are looking up to the government, to the borough, to the council to do everything. But, between us, from me, and especially because we have big churches, in the Croydon area, we have big mosques. I mean, how are they helping? They've got the facilities.
I'm laughing because of, I mean, as you're saying, community.
It's a serious matter.
Yes,
Community.
community.
I'm always on my heart. It's just something like a plea.
A mother's heart. I mean, no, it's community engagement. I'm laughing because I don't know if maybe Councillor you might know the data, the number of churches in Croydon. And the thing is that if we are the light of the world,
the salt of the earth,
and there is darkness in where we are,
Yes.
are we over spiritualizing our Christianity to leave the world in darkness whilst we glow in the light and fellowship with just ourselves whilst the world go to hell? And so, what kind of Christianity that has been passed on to us, where love is out of us, whilst we are supposed to be the love ourselves and demonstrate the nature of our Father?
Yeah, you're very right.
So therefore, the number, I was laughing when Vicky was speaking, because I think we were trying to do, it was a business thing, we were discussing something, and the number of churches in Croydon, I don't think we have to have crime in Croydon. I'm being honest
exactly
with you.
my point.
I don't think so.
Exactly
Because
my
it's
point.
like on Sundays, because of noise level, so some of them you have to go and check. Oh my. On Sundays, I can boldly say that within Croydon we have close to about 500,
if not more,
500 churches. Why should we have almost 500 churches and still have crime?
We're not impacting the community.
Are we just laying hands, as Vicky was saying? Are we? And I like what you said, Councillor, as in charity begins at home, but also the church, we have that responsibility to empower the youth, to help them focus and get that kind of attitude in them. Yes, there might be one or two that the enemy might want to try and manipulate them, but they will still come back, because when a seed is planted, definitely it might go through rocks, but it will still germinate and bear fruit. But the thing is that we I'll hold
getting emotional.
Yes.
No, Kevin, you are very right. But the point is that you will see some of the churches who will say, oh, they are leaving it for government, and it's not. We should be partners in progress. You understand what I'm saying? We should, the church, or don't let us put the church alone in let's say the faith groups needs to also come in and work with government. We all needs to make the society that we are better. We need to get involved in community building. Let's just within your area where you are as the faith group, begin to do tangible things within that community, begin to impact on your members, and by so doing you are also impact on the larger society. We can all help government do their own aspect, and within ourselves too, as faith groups, we can also help.
I believe that I was getting a bit emotional, but I believe we'll have to wait.
And please, if I may also chip in.
Yes, please come.
As Christians, I'm just talking for the Christians. Please, let's refrain from going to church and leaving our kids who are home. It's very prevalent in our community. You are going to church to hear the word of God, hear the words of encouragement, but that teenager who needs it more is at home on his PlayStation or on YouTube. I mean, we have to encourage the youth to be going to church with us. a lot of parents go to church, leaving their kids at home because these teenagers are not showing interest in going to church with them. But we need to encourage them and tell them the reason why they have to come along to church. It's to really give them that foundation that they need, the guidance. When they get into any bad company, at least it's something like a guidance for them to drift from falling into any bad company or doing anything that will, jeopardize their future. Because some of these teenagers don't know the impact, the effect when they are on the police radar, when they have criminal records. You are ready to get a job. Now, when they check your DBS, your history is not that good. How do you, get that foundation to start your life? Have your family, be more responsible. Any employer seeing that bad record wouldn't like to employ you. We need to encourage them and get them to go to church with us. And the church also has to create activities to entice our teenagers to be more involved in church activities as well. I've been invited to several churches where when they are preaching or singing, praise and worship, you could see our children, our teenagers just sitting there, not getting involved. It's like, I'm here, I'm just here. When it's done, I just leave.
Is it not the fact that maybe the adults have too much problems that they've not been dealt with, so they can't even then look at the kids. You understand? Like as you're saying,
running after pants. And
as Kola mentioned, charity begins at home. Now, the engagement if we are to engage them from home at a very young age, start planting the seed, forcing it through gradually. When they get, the temptation will be there. We've all been teenagers and youth before. The temptation will be there, but they will bounce back. That seed will always be a buffer for them, that when they are getting into a particular zone, it will trigger. So it is at between 1 to 10 years. That is where you have that privilege to bombard them, to infuse, to get them to Sunday school, to be reading the scriptures to them, to be that way. Because that is what I'm saying. I'm praying that after the elections we can engage more and educate more. Because that way we'll be able to bring change. I'm privileged by God's grace to be part of a charity in Angel Town in Brixton. Angel Town 20 years ago was a no-go area, but sadly it took the death of one young man, 21-year-old Dwayne. And when he saw that there was so much crime, he had this idea to set up a boxing club. And he did it by himself with the little money he had. And one day he was going to the shops, saw a family friend, young guy that was being bullied. So he went there to rescue the boy, to ask what was happening, to rescue the boy, and he was stabbed in the heart. One stab. And we lost him. And the mom picked up that dream of the boy and nurtured that dream, and today it's won international awards. It's helping the whole community. The whole community has calmed down. It's a joy to be there. And the good thing is that they are working with the Met Police. We go there, some of the trainers are Met Police officers that train boxing. You have kids of 3 years even wanting to do boxing, but they start from 5. They are there, they are engaging. Those that have anger issues, they are there.
One of excess energy. Yeah.
Exactly. And that is the way God has used to turn it. It's painful to lose a son, but more or less, in all humility, it's like the boy was sown so that the whole community
sacrifice,
as how Jesus died for us, that will have life. And so sometimes we need to go through the painful part to get to a better place. And I believe that our community can wake up to that realization that yes, we can fix it. It's not, it's broken, but it's not in the worst state.
I'm glad to say that Val Shawcross has also pledged that in relation to what you've said, she will create more opportunities for young people, giving them a safe place to go and valuable things to do. So that is one of the pledges that, Val Shawcross have made it clear she will also play a part in making sure that our young ones are safe and have places to go and more opportunities to engage them.
Okay, thank you. We should be looking to wrap up. We've done a good time over an hour. Because the conversation starts and we can go on and on and on. But I want to say that if you just join us, please keep on sharing and let's engage. This is local. It's local elections in the UK. Come the 5th of May, we will be voting to elect our councillors, people that was and also mayors that will steer the councils that make the decisions that concerns you, where you live across the UK. And so you've got to vote. You've got to make up your mind to vote. I don't know if postal voting
it's still currently
it's still yeah.
Okay, so you and I have got the opportunity to do postal voting. You can do it. You can do next day delivery. You can put a stamp because how
you
much
don't need stamp, just it's free.
If it's going to get there before Thursday, that's the thing.
No, you just put it in the normal post, they will take it. It's it goes,
because tomorrow is bank holiday.
Put it, they take the Royal Mail takes mails every day,
okay.
So it's just put it in the normal post and yes, they get it.
Okay.
And if you can, even on election day, if you just take it to the polling booth, if you just take it to the polling booth, it's still allowed.
Okay. So we've got to you've got to vote to be heard, if I can put it that way.
Yes.
Because without you voting, you can make all the noise. You'll be behind the walls and not be heard. You've got an opportunity to do that. And the good news is that we have our own standing in Croydon, and Councillor Kola is standing for New Addington North. And with Sangita. So you have to make sure you vote for the two of them in New Addington North. And New Addington South, we've got Vicky Newton and Ben Taylor. And so these are the people that are down to earth. And these are people that, as one of the things, and I'm surprised to hear that people were complaining that they are not being heard. It's a major concern for people, and for that alone, it speaks volume that you're going to be voting for people that will hear you. You're going to be voting for people that will hear you, and so you've got the best chance to vote for people that will hear you, people of your own, people that will be there with you. I don't want to use the word common, but they are people that you can find. They live within your community.
May I
Please
also add that, as you said, people were complaining they are not being listened to. The Labour Party, New Addington, listened to them and decided to bring in fresh faces who are willing to listen to them. We listened. That is why we brought in new faces.
And I picked up from last week's show when we're in the community. One of the things that Val Shawcross mentioned, I think one of the candidates made mention of the fact that it's the same old people, but she made a statement that it's new leadership, more or less like new management team coming in to spearhead the setup of the Croydon Council. So the confidence of people should be there to support them and put their confidence in them to make it happen.
So if I could also add, 70% of the candidates of the Labour Party for this election are fresh people.
Okay.
And majority too, we have big chunk that are BAME.
Oh, wow.
Women, people from African origin, Caribbeans, other ethnic minority group. So it's highly represented. I will just, like you have mentioned, also just re-emphasize to people that are listening to us, our viewers, our audience today, that please, it is essential. Your vote is your power. Make sure you vote, and when you vote for all candidates of the Labour Party, especially in Croydon, in New Addington, like you have mentioned, Kola, Agboola and Sangita for New Addington North, Vicky and Bentilo in New Addington South, and virtually every area. If you are in Croydon, please vote for all Labour candidates and Val Shawcross as our mayor come May 2022. Thank you.
Amazing, and I couldn't be much happier to see. I mean, the two of you standing, and I want to say thank you to put. I mean, there's a story. Let me give this short story of a king that was looking for somebody that's so brave to marry the daughter, because if the king is not if he's not there anymore, he wants somebody that can look after the daughter, that somebody that's bold and brave. And so he gathered the people in the community and said that anybody that can swim across a river, that river was filled with crocodiles, anybody that can swim across that river will be the person that will marry the daughter. So there was this young man that was making all the noise and saying he can, but he was still standing at the bank of the river. And so one of the gentlemen looked at him making that noise and pushed him into the river without even him knowing. And so he was in the river and turned around and realized that the crocodiles were coming, so he had to swim ahead of them. So he swam across to the other bank, and he had to swim back. He was there alone, so he had to come back. If not, he will not be qualified, and he had to jump back in. And when he came back, he turned around and they were all surprised and celebrating. The first question he asked was that, who pushed me? And the king said, who pushed you does not matter.
You have done the work.
You've done the work.
You've done it.
You understand? I'm saying this to buttress that thank you for pushing Vicky, because she would have been standing on the bank of the how do you call it, the river, till thy kingdom come. But thank you for standing, and
thank you to
being
Vicky
that.
Thank you to Vicky too for being allowed to be pushed.
So very, very key, very important. But I want to say that thank you so much for coming. Our prayers, we're praying for every one of you, and I know that God will give you all the victory, and in the end we'll return all the glory to Him. It's been a good time, and I believe that the plans that we have as a station, by God's grace, will be able to engage more and do more.
Amen.
But finally, if you, Vicky, I'll start with you first. If you want to acknowledge or you have any message for the voters you can please voice it out, and they will be more than happy to hear you.
Okay. I would like to acknowledge all the other candidates within the Croydon Borough. We've been, getting them coming to join us in New Identity to help with canvassing. We very much appreciate it, including our mayoral candidate Val Shawcross, Sarah Jones. I mean, the names are endless. They've been coming to help support us, so we acknowledge them. We thank them so much for helping us with our canvassing. It hasn't been easy, but in everything we'll have to work very hard. To the residents, I will say that I'm here for them. I'm a local resident. I'm a local activist. Two things that I have on my heart is that we need green and clean streets and a safer neighborhood. I also have teenagers in my household, and I want them to be safe when they are out and about. So with the help of Val Shawcross, our mayoral candidates, it is very, very, very important that you all vote for Val Shawcross as our mayor for Croydon. Why am I saying that? It will make it easier for our work as councillors. So Val Shawcross, vote for her this 5th May 2022. Val Shawcross is for safer streets. She will be tackling crime head on, and also make sure that she creates anti-violence task force as well. She will also try her very best to reduce crime and support the police to crack down on crime by using CCTV, basic crime prevention. She will also create opportunities for young people and giving them safe places to go and valuable things to do. These are some of the few things that Val Shawcross has promised us. She's got a very good track record. I believe in her. I trust she will do the job. So please, 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 as you vote for Vicky Newton and Ben Taylor for New Adenton South, voting for Kola, Agboola, and Sangita Gobedas for New Adenton North, I will also plead with you to make sure you vote for Val Shawcross on that day. Don't vote Vicky Newton and vote someone else as mayor. Please, if you are voting for me or Ben Taylor, Kola, Agboola, or Sangita Gobedas, make sure you vote for Val Shawcross as well, because we need her as our mayor for Croydon. Thank you so much. In the interim, if you have any concerns or any issues that you want to speak to us about, you can contact Mr. Bossman and he'll be able to pass on the messages for us. One last plea is we need a lot of help on the voting day, 5th May 2022. So please, if you can spare us few minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, please, please, please get in touch with us. We need a lot of help on that day. We have residents who will need help with getting them to the polling station to go and vote and take them back. So, we need help. We need people to help us go knock on doors, remind people, especially from the BIM community. They need that push. They need that reminder to go to the polling station on 5th May 2022. Also vote for all our candidates in the Croydon Borough. Keep it Labour. That's all I'll say. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vicky Newton. We wish you all the best. And Councillor Kola, please, your message.
Well, I'll just make it sharp and simple. Vicky had mentioned everything. First and foremost, please go out and vote on the 5th of May. If you are a postal ballot person, if you have not turned in your postal ballot, please do it today and turn it around. We still need more people that looks like us in Croydon. You can get involved today. We can always do a part, either all of us might not want to be elected councillors. We can be represented. We can get involved in our in the schools our children goes to. We can be school governors, school standard boards. We can be relevant. And like Vicky had also mentioned, we are here to listen and to engage. If eventually we get elected on the 5th of May, please, you can always get our contact details on the Croydon Council website. Get involved with us, come with us. If you want to look, if we want somebody to body or to body you, you want to look like us, you want to also be part of it, please get in touch with us. Let's get more involved. This is home now for us. We are now living here. This is our home, and we need to get involved in what happens here. We need to be part of the system. If we don't get involved, we can't get it. So for us to get it, we must be involved in it. Thank you very much.
Powerful. Thank you so much. What a privilege. I've enjoyed the conversation so much. There's a lot more to do. Our community, the family, all sorts of stuff that happen. I mean, day to day things that we need to be talking about. But hey, what a great privilege that we have had to host Councillor Kola Agboola and Mrs. Vicky Newton, who are vying for the seat for Addington for councillor in Croydon Council. And if, as they said, there's not much I can say to that, but they have the message. They are the I mean, are you politicians?
Well, I don't see myself as a politician, to be honest. I call myself a community activist.
Activist, okay. All right. So they as a community activist, he's got a heart for you, and I believe that he's going to be there for you. And as he said, he's been doing his own thing, but he's been doing it for a very long time, and he believes, and I believe, that he's a man of his word. He's focused, dedicated to the cause of what he's been called to do. Same for Vicky Newton as well. That's a mother's heart, very down to earth and looking out always for the best and the betterment of her neighbor. And I believe that she'll be able to serve you better. And you've got the other the other partners. You vote for Labour. That is that in simple terms. Vote for Labour and let them bring fresh ideas to steer and spearhead the Croydon Council. It's going to happen. It's good. We're not going to relax at all. They are friends and family, but when they get elected, you come and see us. We will give them a good run for their money.
Maybe we'll come back for a review.
Don't worry.
That's why we are available. Please bombard us.
Exactly.
Come with the challenges.
Exactly. And we are planning something, a program in the community, at least once a month or every 2 months. We'll be in the community with live audience as well. So we're planning that. We'll get that across, and we'll see how we can help. So thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Councillor, and also Vicky. Thank you so much for your time. I know you guys are tired, and tomorrow you have another day. Oh my!
Yes. Please let me take this opportunity.
Good.
Sorry, I just remembered, Mr. Bossman. We have a big canvassing session tomorrow at 4:30 in New Addington North. Please, we need all of you to come and support us. This is the last push before the election. Please, tomorrow at 4:30 we'll be doing a big canvassing at New Addington. Please come and join us.
The location,
Central Parade.
Okay.
Yes,
by Iceland.
By the Iceland. Okay, so that's a big push, and as Vicky said, they need all hands on board, and also on voting day, they need people to help out as to people that are looking to vote that will need support. So all that, and I believe that everything will work to plan by God's grace. So
and because it's a bank holiday,
Yes.
you know, just come. It's like having a stroll or a walk and enjoying the weather. By supporting us, knocking on doors and dropping leaflets, we'll very much appreciate it. We need more hands, please. We need more hands.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And let me say that it's been good having you. Thank you, and
Thank you.
have a super blessed evening. But our prayers will still go on throughout the next couple of days, and God will release angels to help to make it happen.
Amen.
It will be done.
Amen.
And God's name will be glorified.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
We thank God and we give him all the glory.
Thank you, KB.
We thank God. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
to all
so
the listeners too.
Thank you to our listeners. Let me
Yes.
just enjoy this tune. That's from Rama Entry. The goodness of God has never failed us. All my days we've been held by his hands.
From the moment that I wake up
Every moment that we wake up
until I lay my head,
until the time we lay our head on the pillow,
I will sing
we will always sing the praises and
goodness.
exalt him because he's been a good God. What a faithful father we serve.
Faithful. And all my life you have been so good.
Oh yes.
With every breath that I am,
The best radio show.
oh, I will sing
This is Star Radio UK.
goodness of God. I love your voice.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Me through the fire
The Lord has led us through the fire.
in the darkness night.
In the darkness moment, he's been there for us as a light.
No other.
There's no one like our King who reigns forever.
I know you are so afraid.
If you truly love God, I want you to join me and give God thanks and exalt his holy name. Oh, the month of May will be a very good month. I can guarantee you that. All you need to do is to connect. You see, if you have a phone and the network, you have network issues, you'll be frustrated even having a conversation. But when you have a full-blown network, proper network, your reception is good, you realize that you can speak and enjoy it. And so be fully connected to God. Give your life to Christ today. He's the one that will always be there for you. When men walk away, he will be there. He's a good friend.
And all my life you have been
All our life, it's been God. It's been him. He's been our master, our savior. God says he serves us even more than how we serve him.
oh,
I will sing
of the goodness.
of God. This coming from Ramanchi.
Your goodness
The goodness of God
is running
is always running after us. Surely goodness and mercies is prophetic, you know.
after.
We bless God for this hour. It's been a good time talking politics and faith. We've been discussing the local elections that's coming up on the 5th of May in the UK. You know what? It's going to be a good time for you if you are, whoever you are, please, with all due respect, this is a moment for you to make change in the UK, in your borough, where the local elections is taking place. If you've not registered, then it's over. But if you've registered, please go and vote. The 5th of May. Make time. If you happen to do the postal voting, you still have time to do it, or take it to the voting, the polling center, and put it in the box.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Let me say a big thank you to all our sponsors who has kept faith with us. All my life it's been God. It's been him. He's been the support system. He's been the great provider. He's been our savior. He's been the one that has been the shield and the protector. And so let me say that thank you to Kerry's Furniture all the way in Atlanta, Georgia for their sponsorship. We thank you. If you're looking for furniture, you have to look out for Kerry's Furniture. Kerry's is KHARIS, and they will be able to help you out. And I want you to know that they have that amazing 15% discount waiting for you. And so you don't need to go anywhere. The good news is that they can deliver to your doorstep no matter where you are, from Caracas to Abuja, from all the way from there's a name that came to mind, but that's my village. So they can if they can deliver to my village, then you know what, you have no issue. So Kerry's Furniture can deliver to Achimbegro. You know what, whether Bogota or Achimbegro, they can deliver to you. And so you just log on to either Facebook or Instagram and type Kerry's Furniture, and you'll be amazed the kind of deals they have for you. Furniture interior deco is Kerry's Furniture. Thank you for your partnership. And let me say thank you to May Associate. If you're looking for a project management company when it comes to housing or property management, look no further. It is May Associate. They're based in Ghana. These guys are professionals. They've been in the trade well over a decade and a half, and they are doing amazing business, looking after, and also from conception to completion. They can build on your behalf, whether it's a commercial project or a private project, your holiday home. They will be able to do that for you. And so you can contact them on 0208 133 2258. That's via us, and we'll be able to connect you. Your 15% discount awaits you. Let me say a big thank you to M&M Concept, amazing company. They are based in Ghana, but a global company. Oh, customer service next to none. You know what? They can deliver within the shortest possible time. And let me say that M&M Concept, they've got amazing deals, and also they do all kinds of print works, designs, media stuff. You don't want to go wrong with all your print works. Look out for M&M Concept. Connect via us. It's 0208 133 2258, and we'll be able to connect you to M&M Concept. I will sing of the goodness of the Lord. Last but not the least, a CIG Properties, Cornerstone International Group Limited, amazing company when it comes to property management. If you're looking to sell your property, to let it out, if you're looking to invest in the property industry, both in the UK or in Africa, look no further. Check out is www.cigpropertyuk.com, and these guys will be able, send them a message or give them a call on 0203 916 5588. That's 0203 916 5588, and they'll be able to help you. And they've got amazing mortgage advisors, and you know what, the most complicated issues is just one of those ordinary cases that they will be able to handle for you. And so look no further. It's cigpropertyuk.com. Thank you for joining me. Join me this Thursday. This Thursday I shouldn't be on air, but then I'll talk to the gaffers and the bosses and see if I have to be or not. And because it's voting day, it's politics day, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll be coming with victory. And let me say that next week Sunday, just make time for us, 5 p.m. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be powerful. And so thank you, and join Archie and the boys tomorrow on the morning show, where they will be dealing with all the current news and breaking news and every news that make news, and you don't have to touch that dial. Tonight there will be some powerful tunes that you'll be listening to. And also let me say that I'll be here next week Sunday and I don't know about Thursday, but let's see. Thank you for joining us. I'm KBA Bossman. It's a pleasure for you to connect with us and giving us space within your space. God bless, no stress, nothing less. Watch out, look out, and go running after Christ alone. He is the source of life, sustainer, maker, lifter of hair. He is the only healer that I know that heals, that no man can add anything to. So look out for him. Be blessed and have the best of May 2022. You will be coming back with your testimony. God bless you and God be with you. Shalom. Peace.
I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in the darkness night. You were close like no other. I know you as a father. I know you as a friend.
Thanks for listening.
Of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful, Jesus. And all my life you have been so.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Broadcasting live online.
And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life.
While the others keep on talking, we keep on rocking.
Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
Thanks for listening.
It's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. For your goodness is running after
The best radio show.
me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
This is Star Radio
Your
UK.
goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Jesus, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. My life you have been so, so good. With every breath that
Are you ready to turn it up?
oh, I will sing.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. Only the best music.
With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Jesus, your goodness is running after me. In all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
That I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Star Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Of the good.